Hey, this is Rick Casales from exercisesforinjuries.com. In this video, I wanted to go through a quick exercise that you can do to release the coracobrachialis. So I did a previous video where I talked about 2 stretches that help target the coracobrachialis, and in that video I forgot to mention, like, the functions of the coracobrachialis is it ends up helping move the shoulder into flexion and move the shoulder into adduction, and it also ends up stabilizing the shoulder. So it isn't a primary mover, it's more of a secondary muscle that ends up assisting the primary movers. But looking at that stabilizing the shoulder, if that coracobrachialis ends up has excess tension or shortens up, it ends up affecting the position of the shoulder and can end up affecting the posture of the shoulder and the stability of the shoulder. So it's oftentimes an overlooked shoulder muscle when it comes to shoulder posture and shoulder rehab. So I wanted to go through an exercise that you can do to release that coracobrachialis. And I'm going to get Donnelly to demonstrate, but first we're going to kind of like palpate it and find it. So what you end up doing is you just bring your arm up and you're moving your hand almost like into your armpit, but you're looking at going more in between your biceps and your triceps. And you might even start up in the armpit area, and then you're coming down the bone until you kind of find a sensitive area. And that coracobrachialis tends to insert, like where it ends up connecting, in the kind of in the middle of the upper arm. So you're looking at finding that area, and then what you can end up doing is you can push with the fingers, or I can end up pushing in with the thumb. So what I can end up doing is pressing on the muscle, I can rock side to side, I can rock up and down. And then the third thing that I can end up doing is I can bring like a ball into it. So I can first find it with my hands in between the biceps, finding that sensitive area, and then I can bring the ball into it, and then I press it up against my body. Good. You're pressing it up against your body, so you're pressing into that coracobrachialis, and then you can end up rocking forward and back, and then you can end up moving it up a little bit more towards that armpit area. Good. A key thing to remember with this is there's all kinds of stuff in that armpit area, and you don't want to irritate something else, a nerve or some other tissue that's in there. So you don't want to be overly aggressive when doing this exercise. So start off gently, and then progress from there, and then see how it ends up feeling. For me, it already ends up feeling a little looser by just doing the palpation and pressing on it and rocking forward and back and side to side. Okay, so there you go. Give that a go in order to release the coracobrachialis, and also refer back to that previous video where I talked about stretching the coracobrachialis. So what ends up working out really well is to do the release first on the coracobrachialis, and then to go through that stretch, that specific stretch that ends up targeting coracobrachialis. So this is Rick Casales from exercisesforinjuries.com. Make sure to swing by exercisesforinjuries.com. Enter in your injury or pain. There's a good chance that I have an article, video, or an interview that'll help you overcome your injury or pain. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, head up above, hit subscribe. What that'll do is every couple days you get a video like this where I talk about tips and tricks on overcoming injury and pain. Now, thirdly, head down below, hit like, and leave me a question or comment. So this is Rick Casales from exercisesforinjuries.com saying take care and bye-bye.